trying to take advice from myself here and working off the tips video that we did 2 weeks ago. Last week we went through the doom pile, at least the garage portion, and narrowed down what I could just toss, donate, and now we're in the cleaning and pricing, fixing inventory stage. So in this video, you guys are gonna hang out with me for the rest of the week. It's Wednesday right now. I actually have a to-do list of things that we need to do before we can start sourcing again, or really just things that we need to accomplish this week to be a better business owner. I have clean and price inventory. We need to pay our booth rent this week, today or tomorrow preferably. We need to list at least 3 furniture pieces on Facebook Marketplace. We need to order clock parts for these wall clocks that I've been hoarding. We need to stop by the storage unit. I need to check a few pieces out there, and we need to fix some of the inventory in here as well, and just overall come up with a plan for a lot of it. This is all fall for the most part, but that doesn't mean that it can't already be cleaned, fixed, and priced. So yeah, you're gonna spend a week, half a week with me, and we're gonna do all the things that I've been wanting to do and trying to make our business more efficient over here at Amanda's Mercantile Incorporated. I think the first thing I want to do is put as much of this into the dishwasher that I can and start a load. I don't know why it took me so long to start using the dishwasher to clean smalls, but it did. I was washing it all by hand for a long time. I have no clue why I was doing that to myself. The next day. I ended up gluing and fixing stuff for a lot longer than I expected to yesterday, but whatever. So I have decided to just start pricing a few of those items. Well, not a few, pricing all those items that I talked about yesterday. And we're gonna go to the antique mall soon, but it's currently raining. It wasn't supposed to rain until later, but it was looking extremely gloomy. So I'm gonna get this stuff priced and then we'll head that way. What happened with yesterday's filming situation at the end. Like somehow my camera got into slow motion mode without me knowing, and everything was put in slow motion. So some of the things that I said there at the antique mall yesterday, well, 1, I paid my rent for August, so that's done. 2, I got the pictures and the dimensions I needed for the Facebook Marketplace listings that I was gonna do. And then 3, I took 13 items. So right now the goal is to take 10 items from the doom pile over to the antique mall every week. That was accomplished. I'm feeling really good about just processing that stuff. I feel so much better. And so today what we're doing is we're going through July's sales. We get paid twice a month. First half of July and then second half of July. And I thought we'd just talk about July sales a little bit. So I ended up selling 57 items total, but of those 57 items, 34 items were of Tori's clothing, shoes, and accessories, which is just incredible. The clothing is doing very well, y'all. I'm not gonna go over everything that sold, but I thought I'd point out a few things. So for me, this hand-painted porcelain table lamp. It was huge and beautiful. I actually had it at Luckett's, but it ended up selling in the booth this past month for $195. Also sold this alabaster fruit compote that I had at Luckett's. It ended up cracking right before we left. I glued it and I dropped the price. Someone almost bought it there, but I pointed out the crack and they decided not to get it, but it ended up selling at the booth for $30. I think if it would have been in perfect condition, I could have gotten more than that, but because it was cracked and then I had to glue it, I lowered the price to $30. So that sold. This frame fern leaf that I picked up at the Stewart's Draft Antique Mall over Vlogmas sold for $47. You also might remember this little bird figurine that's hand painted that I picked up at a thrift store over Vlogmas. And I went back and forth on what I should price it at because it looked like it was something that was actually pretty collectible. But I didn't want to be on the higher end of the market, but I didn't want to be on the lower end either. So I ended up pricing it at $45 and it sold for $45 this past month. A few of the nude student work paintings have sold as well. I had those as Luckets. And I have sold a few here in the past month. Also, the Snow White owl print that I have sold. So you might remember me trying to cut glass for that frame by myself. And it cracked like 3 times and I just gave up. So I ended up actually getting someone to cut some glass for me and they reframed it for me, which it was not expensive at all. But I ended up selling those owls for $67. Right? Yes, $67, which is great because I don't think I paid very much for them at all. Also sold an ironstone wash basin. This isn't the exact one, but it looks very similar. And I sold that for $35. I sold a pretty worn, it wasn't that worn. It was still pretty nice, but I sold this antique rug runner. It was my biggest sale for the month for $475. I was ecstatic when I saw that come through. I was so excited. I was like, I haven't sold anything that big out of the antique mall in a while, or that big of a number sale. And the only piece of furniture that I sold this month was this Eastlake marble top washstand. I had this at Luckett's too. I thought it was a really cute piece. I had it priced at $215 and somebody called and made an offer through the antique mall. And actually I countered at $180 and they purchased it at $180. But that was the only piece of furniture that I have sold this past month. And that wasn't even my biggest sale. The antique runner was my biggest sale. Just something to think about. It's all about $50 and under right now. It's all about the smalls. It's all about the clothing. Oh my gosh, the clothing is what's popular, which makes me really excited because these younger people, they're coming in and they're shopping clothing and buying useful items because that's what then they can afford. But over time, they're going to be making bigger investments. And I think they're still going to use secondhand to make those investments. So when they're shopping for their homes or their apartments, I think they're going to be coming back to where they were shopping for clothing back in the day. Because it's in their moral fiber to shop secondhand. They're very much the reduce, reuse, recycle generation. And so I think the future is bright with antiques and vintage and reselling and retro. They come in, they're looking for their clothing, they're looking for unique things. So yeah, I think that's why Tori's doing really well. There was another clothing booth that opened up a few booths back from ours. And it's just the perfect situation because the people, they come in and they might be heading back towards that booth, but they have to pass my booth to get there. They see my clothing as well, and they kind of bounce back and forth between that person's clothing booth and my clothing booth. So it works out really well. So what I'm going to do now is just make sure that Tori gets all of her tags and sale information and her check for July. Oh, also, so Facebook Marketplace. So I got those pictures for those pieces and the measurements, and I posted them on Facebook Marketplace last night. And I have had some interest, but they all kind of sound scammy. So somebody messaged me immediately after posting the little 1950s, 60s kitchen cabinet. And they were like, is this item still available? And I said, it is. And they said, I can call, text, what's your phone number? And I was just like, that's weird. They don't need my phone number to make this deal happen. And so I just said, that's not necessary, but this is where it's located. And I gave her all the information that they needed. And they looked at that message and they haven't said anything else. So they could just go check it out from the antique mall and purchase it there if they wanted to, but I have a feeling that that was supposed to be a scam attempt. The 1950s, 60s kitchen cabinet has had 169 clicks on the listing so far and 7 listing saves. The set of 4 woven leather chairs has had 130 clicks on the listing and 2 listing saves. The pie safe with the glass panes has had 405 clicks on the listing, 24 listing saves, and 2 listing shares. So basically over 600 views on these listings And then people seem to be at least a little interested. And it'll be interesting to see how quickly these things sell after I've posted them on Marketplace, because technically these people don't have to talk to me to go purchase these pieces. I am excited to know that they're looking at them. And also you can see in the pictures the stuff in the background behind the item that I'm actually advertising. And so maybe that'll entice people to go check out the space as well. I know I've purchased a few pieces off of Marketplace that way, where they're advertising the main thing, but there's something in the background that I'm interested in. And I'll tell them that. I'm like, I know you're advertising this, but I'm actually interested in that. Is that for sale? And I've purchased a few pieces that way. And so maybe that'll happen here. You just never know. I just feel better myself. I feel like I'm putting more effort into this, and I'm giving it its due diligence to get these items sold. I also put a new tag on all these pieces yesterday before I left, and change the price. So the price that's on Marketplace is the price that's in the booth as well. I wanted a new tag, and I wanted to drop the prices a little because the market is not as furniture friendly right now. Somebody commented on the last video saying that you couldn't advertise a business on Facebook Marketplace without having to pay. I have not had an issue with that in the past, but I hadn't posted anything on Marketplace in a while. So far, I haven't had any issues, right? But I will keep you all updated with that. Maybe it's only a problem if you're posting it from a business page. That's the only thing I can think of, but I'm posting it from my personal Facebook page on Marketplace. So maybe that's why it's not an issue. From here, what are we gonna do? I think we need to go back down in the garage and work on cleaning and pricing some more of those pieces. A lot of that's fall stuff, so it's not necessarily ready to take over right now. I am going to go through that stuff and find another little pile of 10 items that I can take next week at the very least. But yeah, for the most part, I need to just clean and price those things. I already posted on my Insta stories. I should do it again though. So maybe we'll work downstairs in the basement for a little bit and then go back to the antique mall. It was such a pain to get there yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm just venting right now. That rain, for whatever reason, caused 6 accidents to happen in my little surrounding area. So all the main ways to get to the antique mall from my place were blocked in some way. So I was having to take my backups to the back roads to get there and come back. And so it ended up taking way longer, and it was such a pain. It's sunny-ish today, and so it shouldn't be as big of a problem. So I think I might head back up there. I also need to get a gift card for a girlfriend. Got the pictures that I wanted. Ooh, we're close to my face. I'm sorry. Got some more pictures. I'm gonna list this sign on Facebook Marketplace because I think that'll attract a lot of attention and bring people into the booth to check it out. So I'm gonna list that sign on Marketplace. I took a few vignette pictures so we can do the gatherist method of putting stuff on our Insta stories and marking the price right there for people to check out. But I just realized I haven't shown you guys the booth since I've moved in the Luckett's Leftovers. So let me show you that. It's not perfect, but it's something. So let me walk you around and show you what's up. All right, this is the front half with Tori's clothing. And there's that amazing mirror. I actually won that at auction while I was at Luckett's and had to pay a $5 storage fee until I could pick it up the next week. But here's all her clothing. Am I zoomed in? Yes, I am. That could be why I was so zoomed into my face. I am a professional. So we got this table set up here with some clothing and boots and prints and cloth, just all the things. I kind of threw this together, and some things have sold off of it, but not nearly as much as I had hoped. So I might rearrange that here soon. Of course, she's got her clothing racks and some boots, and then here, let me give you a good look at this mirror. Some more clothing racks. Just put the jeans down there. They're kind of messy. Now I put an I don't want to sell it price on it, and we'll see what happens. I would be perfectly fine with this mirror staying for a long, long time. It is fabulous. It was super loose up there at the top, and so I had to glue a few areas. And I will tell you, getting this thing from the auction location back here was so nerve-wracking. I did it with my dad too, so whew, it was deep breaths and praying, but we got it here and there it is. So I'm perfectly fine with that staying here for a little while. And then back in this section, we got that cabinet stylized there, and we have chairs. That big huge green table, I don't know if you all remember that from Luckett's, but that sold a couple months ago, 2 months ago. The cabinets back there across the wall, flowers, and then here are those student art school nude work right there on that rack. One of the rolling racks sold at Luckett's, and then I had that one left, which I love using. There's that other table, that seafoam green table, and that little green vanity, hand painted. Lamps, basket, rug, 2 awesome mirrors. I have this big empty spot there. I need this piece to sell, or maybe I'll move that over here. So I can bring that the scaffolding table in that I had at Luckett's. I'd love to put that right there. I think that'd be perfect. And then the shelves got some smalls still left on it, a mirror, glassware. That lamp's really cool. I'm surprised that lamp hasn't sold. Art books, and then some more smalls, art books, green glass, ironstone plates, fruit compote, stoneware pottery. Not bad. Pretty spring, and we're kind of getting up there in the summer months, and I'd like for more of this to sell before I pull anything for fall. And I'd like a lot of that green to sell if possible. This blue up here, I'd like for that to sell. So I went ahead and lowered the price on the sign, and so maybe that will sell here soon too. Okay. There's been so many technical problems with this video. It's a little while later. I forgot we had to go to the grocery store. I put that off as long as I possibly can. And then we run completely out of food and we have to go to the grocery store. It was a must. And now it's a while later, and I'm cleaning all these pots that I would like to do like a fall display with, like those gray and like terracotta, like this color terracotta looking pumpkins that you can get in the white ones, but that like all kind of look a little weird and they're like stumpy. Here's a picture. I don't know why I'm trying, I'll just show you. So I really thought it'd be cool to have like a height layered display with these pots with like pumpkins kind of sitting on the top of them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I had an idea for all these pots together. That's why these white ones aren't currently in the booth right now, because they're kind of, I just see them in a fall display. I think it'll look really cool with all the terracotta and orange and just brassy colors that we have going on, along with some like black. I think it'll look really cool together as a fall display. From here, it's really, the rest of the evening is just gonna be cleaning and pricing. If I even get to pricing, probably mostly just wiping down and cleaning stuff, and then making a pile to price either this evening or tomorrow. I did get a sales email at the end of the day, and I thought you guys might be interested in that. I swear, I delete like 200 plus emails a day that just come through the day. I need to go through and block all these ones that are spam. I'm so lazy, I just delete it. Anyways, I sold 2 items today. One was this wooden framed mirror that I literally just took a picture of today before I left, and the other one was, I think, it's not specific in this email, but it says framed print for $45, and I think it's the card, I put on the tag either Seascape Sketch or it was a Seascape Print and Sketch. I was looking at it really closely and I couldn't tell, but it looked like there were pencil markings or at least some kind of lead marking on the piece, and it was on a board, so I wasn't sure, and that was out of the Doom Pile inventory stash, so it's already paying off. It ended up being a $110 day. Yesterday 2 items sold. They were both clothing items, some pants and a top, and it's Tory stuff, so things are selling, and it's a mix between clothing and small items for sure. I ended up posting that sign, that double-sided metal sign on Facebook Marketplace when I was sitting in the grocery store parking lot. Let's see if it's got any saves. No saves yet, but it has 79 clicks on the listing. So at least 79 people have seen it and looked at it. So far, the listing that has had the most views and saves has been this 12-panel pie safe. 549 clicks on the listing, 27 saves, and 3 listing shares. So I don't know, maybe somebody will go check it out this weekend and purchase it. That would be nice. That'd be a nice sale. So this one listing popped up earlier for a yard sale that is on Sunday, strange day to have the yard sale on a Sunday. I was just kind of like flipping through the pictures, and there were two things that stood out to me. All in the background, of course, or at least this one thing. So it's this picture, but in the background there is the base of what looks to be a very interesting wooden table. I'm very curious as to if that's for sale and how much, because that looks like a very interesting table base, and I bet it's a really cute table. I'm trying to hold back, guys. I really am. It might not even be for sale. I'm thinking about DMing her and seeing what's up with that table. Also, in the first picture, there was this chair that also looked very interesting, and it looks like it has a $10 price tag on it. I can't tell 100% if that is a $10 price tag because it's such a blurry picture. It's not a very good picture, but I love the chair, and I kind of like the fabric on the chair, and it would look really cute with this fall stuff. I should never have scrolled on Marketplace. Now look. Am I gonna regret not going and checking out that table? I should at least DM them, right? And see what's up with that table before I drive all the way out there. Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of wipe some stuff down and get it ready for a price tag. Oh, and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat some dinner. All right, bye. I'll see you all tomorrow. There's just like no way that this bookend is going for that much money. You know what I mean? Like, all of the ones I'm seeing are over $100. I'm not finding many. It is brass and I believe walnut. Oh, did you just hear that thunder? And it does slide out. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. I don't think I can get that kind of money for it. Like, this feels more like a $35, $45 thing, right? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it is nice. Just don't know if it's $450+ nice. Probably not in this economy, right? So I think I'm gonna put, you know what? We'll just put 40 on it and see what in the world happens. I feel like that's a little high. I feel better at 35, but we'll try 40. We'll just see. Just in case, I'm gonna raise the price to 50. Tornado warning, oh my God. Mike just scared the crud out of me. So this huge storm's rolling in. Hold on. I'm stress eating some pretzels and I poured myself a glass of wine. Good grief. Huge storm's rolling in. I thought, well, it's not here yet. Don't see any lightning. Let me go out there and get some cool shots of it coming in and like some leaves blowing and stuff for ambiance and to set the scene. And he calls me, and he's on his way home from work, and he says, did you know that you guys have a tornado warning? I take tornado warnings very seriously, okay? I immediately, you heard, I freaked out, turned off the camera, ran to the basement because the door's wide open, looked around for the cat, because I was like, crap, I know he's outside. He was sitting behind my back tire. I was like, Fisher, come here, boy, come. And he gives me that look, he gives me this look. He's like, and so I went over there, got down, reached around that tire and snatched him. I hustled the dogs downstairs and then I called Mike back and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds like a big storm and it's scary. It's for sure a tornado warning, huh? And he's like, well, I'm not entirely sure. I was like, panic. Pure panic for a not entirely sure. He got a tornado alert for the town that we're in, so I'm sure it's all gonna be fun. We're just gonna hang out down here in the basement for a bit, okay? Sadie's looking up at me. You're more interested in this cracker. Pretzel. I could not help but run out and grab this hail because it's insanely huge. I put it in the fridge. Mike's definitely gonna wanna see this. Look, I don't even know why I'm holding it. Look at this. That is insane. You have to have a permit to hail this hard, right? Mike is gonna like lose his mind when he sees how big those are. Okay, now let's get back to work. All right, guys, I just finished up pricing all those pots and that like pile that I had over here on this little wood table. And then over here, I have just gone ahead and put more stuff to price. on the little metal table. And this system's working out really well. I fill up the table, price the things, move them off the table, and move the new set of stuff onto the table. It equals out to like 10, 15 items in one sitting, which is very doable for me. And I really feel like I'm going through and I'm knocking out this doom pile. I'm feeling really great about it. By the way, marketplace update. So I ran across that Facebook marketplace listing again with the yard sale like I told you guys about, and I messaged that lady. I'll read it to you. I said, hi, I saw that this listing is a part of a larger yard sale that's happening tomorrow. I can't find the original listing that I saw, but I was interested in that table that was pictured that might not be for sale. It has a tablecloth on it. And then I sent her that screenshot of zoomed in of where that table is and the table legs. And she said, no, the table is going with me. Good spotting though. Which tells me that she knew she was a tease. She knew people would eyeball that table and it would attract attention. She knew what she was doing. So the table wasn't for sale, which is probably a good thing, because if it was, I probably would have tried to get it. The chair was still for sale, but I refrained and didn't go check it out. It was a very cute chair, but I'm really dedicated to clearing through this inventory first and making sure that's processed and good and at least has a spot to go. Got a sales email from the antique mall and it said we sold 4 things, 3 of which were Tori's items. There was a dress, a skirt, and a pair of boots. And then I sold an iron and marble stand. Hopefully I have a picture of it, but I sold that for $175. So that was a really good sale. Actually, did I pick that up from the Lexington Duke's Antique Mall? If you guys remember that from this past year. I think I did. You guys might remember that. It was a beautiful black cast iron base and then a cute little beveled marble top. Awesome. That was a good sale. I'm going to end the vlog here. I appreciate you coming along on this vintage vlog. Antiques booth owner vlog, vintage booth owner vlog, I don't know. But yeah, thanks for coming along with me, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.